Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the K2 Manifest. This board features K2's directional combination camber, which is just directional cam rocker. So you get more rocker in the nose, camber through the midsection, and a shorter rocker in the tail. The camber section is going to give you the load, pop, snap, and drive for this board, while that rocker section in the nose and the tail is going to help with ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as more optimal powder float. This board is available in 144, 153, 156, 159, 162, 157 wide, 160 wide, 164 wide. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin on a day that had overcast skies with a little snow falling early in the morning. You had about 3 to 6 inches of powder on top of chop, chunder, ice. Later in the day, the sun came out, kind of baked the snow, so making it a little bit heavier, and you had firm, fast groomers everywhere else. I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Alright, so the overall flex of this board comes in at just a hair past middle of the road, so it's a little bit on the stiffer side, and it's directional in nature. So with that longer rocker section in the nose, you get more play up there. It stiffens up through the middle back to the tail, where it feels slightly stiffer than the nose. The torsional flex is there, but it's not overly assertive, meaning that it has a lot of rebound or that it's underperforming and you can really twist it. Basically, nothing mind-blowing here with this flex pattern. When it comes to stability, this board's stable for the most part. You do get chatter in the tips and it slightly resonates underfoot. It's not so much that you're going to feel it at the end of the day and have to worry about foot fatigue. And when you charge into rutted out terrain, this board either plows through everything in its path or skips across the top. Occasionally you'll take a hard, jarring body hit and you're going to feel that come up through the board into your ankles and knees. But for the most part, this board does a great job of just being predictably stable. This board is predictably snappy, so when you load up that camber section, roll back on the tail to engage that rocker and let it spring you, it's going to get you in the air. Now, it's not the snappiest board out there, it's just predictably snappy, which means you don't really have to worry about what it's going to give you for rebound when you load it up. So launch off that side hit that cat track gap, and ollie over that family of fat skiers. So you would think with this board being directional cam rocker that getting out on the nose or the tail in that rocker section is really going to lock into the press and be easy. Well, you're wrong. This board fights you the whole time. You end up having to manhandle it. You're basically sitting outside the inserts, putting all your weight into it, really pressing hard, and the whole time the board's going to want to rebound with you. So use a little more speed, a little more strength than you think, and you'll probably be good. But if you don't, just expect it to press back down and lock into the ground or hook up and shit whip you. There's a quick and fluid edge-to-edge power transmission with this board. You notice that right away, that it kind of just snaps in and out of turns as you transition from toe to heel. And when you drive this board more aggressively, you do get a lot of power out of that tail, which really slingshots you through the turn. And when you lay it over as hard as you can, you do hit a wall. There are limitations with this board. I mean, it's going to let you lay it over, but if you want to keep going, it's just not going to happen. That's just not how this board allows it. Overall, quick, tight carves or long, drawn-out, mellow ones swooping from one side of the trail to the other are its strong suit. Yes, you will be able to lay it over if you really want to try to impress someone, but by and large, that's where it's going to stand out to you. Who's this board for? The all-mountain free ride guy. When it comes to the K2 lineup of boards, there's a lot of overlap, and this is one of those boards that falls into that category. It's kind of similar to the Antidote and the Passport, or even the Broadcast, but it's not as stiff as the Alchemist, and they all kind of overlap each other, and they're just hitting different price points. This board gets lost in the mix. It's not a bad board, it's not a good snowboard, it's just a mediocre board. It just sits in the middle of the pack. Like, you can buy it, you know you're going to ride it, it's going to do everything you need, but it doesn't stand out. It's not an overly mind-blowing board, which there's nothing wrong with that. It just is what it is. Comparable boards: the Jones Flagship, the Solomon Super 8, the Yes Pick Your Line. Binding recommendations: the K2 Formula, the Rome DoD, the Union Atlas. This has been my review of the K2 Manifest. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here, do you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.